There once was a lonely old woman who lived in a small cottage on the edge of town. Every day she would sit on the porch swing and watch the children playing in the street, longing for someone to share her twilight years with. But the children, with their busy lives and limited imaginations, never stopped to notice the old woman or to ask her to play. One afternoon, a young boy named Toby noticed the old woman sitting on her porch. Unlike the other children, Toby had a vivid imagination and a kind heart. He couldn't imagine how lonely she must be sitting in her little cottage all day. The old woman sighed wistfully. It doesn't matter now. It's too late for me to learn. So he sat down on the porch swing next to her and began telling her a story about a brave knight who rescued a princess from a dragon. She became weaker and more forgetful, and her eyesight was failing. But she never lost her sense of wonder and curiosity. And she never stopped asking Toby to read to her. From that day on, Toby started calling the old woman Nana, and Nana loved it. They formed a bond that was stronger than blood, a bond that defied the boundaries of age and circumstance. And as the years passed, they knew that they were truly blessed to have found each other. She would often ask him, "Do you think I'll die, Toby?" And he would always answer honestly, "I don't know, Nana, but you'll live as long as you want me to." Every day after that, Toby would visit the old woman and tell her a new story. Sometimes he would tell her funny stories about his classmates and teachers, and sometimes he would tell her exciting tales of adventure and heroism. "Wait," she whispered, "what was your name again?" Toby stared at her in disbelief. "My name is Toby," he said patiently. "We've been friends for so long, and you've forgotten my name." The old woman apologized, her eyes filled with tears. "I'm so sorry, Toby. It's just that I've forgotten so many things lately. I feel like I'm losing my mind." The old woman would listen intently, her eyes shining with happiness. She had found a new purpose in life, something to look forward to each day. "I wish you'd come to my house, and I'll teach you how to read them." The old woman smiled gently. "That sounds lovely, dear Toby, but I'm afraid I can't read. I haven't had anyone to read to me in so long that I've forgotten how." The old woman listened intently, her eyes twinkling with delight as Toby spun his tale. When he finished, she gave him a warm smile and said, "Thank you, Toby. That was a wonderful story. You have a real gift for storytelling." So the following Saturday, when all the other children were out playing, Toby decided to approach the old woman and introduce himself. "Hello," he said politely. "Why do you sit alone on your porch all day?" The old woman turned her head slowly and looked at the boy with kind eyes. "I don't have anyone to spend my time with," she replied softly. "All the children are so busy these days. They have their own lives to lead, and I don't want to bother them." Toby felt sorry for the old woman. Toby blushed at the compliment and told her, "I learned this story in school today. It's my favorite part of the day, listening to our teacher's stories." The old woman nodded understandingly. "Ah, yes, stories have the power to transport us to different worlds and make us feel all kinds of emotions. They are a wonderful thing, aren't they?" Toby agreed enthusiastically and continued, "I come here because I love hearing stories." Toby gasped in surprise. "You can't read? But how are you going to learn if nobody reads to you?" Toby shook his head determinedly. "No, it's not. I'll read to you every day until you get better." And so he did. As weeks turned into months, the old woman's health began to decline. One day, Toby was telling the old woman a story about a magical kingdom when she suddenly stopped him. Toby hugged her gently. "Don't worry, Nana. You'll always be my Nana, and I'll take care of you." And so the two friends continued to spend their days reading stories to each other, sharing their hopes and dreams, and making each other laugh.